Hello, my holistic soul sister. I hope you are doing well today. Welcome back to our podcast, what we like to call Taboo Topic Tuesday, our place and space on the internet where we can talk about all different topics, helping you heal holistically, grow spiritually. And I am popping in today because I wanted to talk about macros, macro tracking, what diet to follow. Our last episode, we left off with me talking about living a high vibrational lifestyle and challenging you to join me in the 75 High Vibe Challenge that I created. Now, if you didn't catch last episode, I highly recommend you go back and listen to it. I gave a little back history on my health crisis that I was going through back in the spring. I was really struggling, really going through it. It was not an ideal beginning of 2024 for me. I had an Epstein-Barr flare. I had some weird underlying old symptoms kind of popping up. And I realized I had to get back to my health foundations. I had to get back to doing the basic things I know that are necessary for optimal wellness. And that was how I created the 75 High Vibe Challenge. It has been over 2 months, almost 3 months of me being very committed and very disciplined to eating very high vibrational foods, nourishing my body, making sure I get enough water and movement and sunlight and stretching. And if you're catching this on the YouTube channel and you can see me physically, you can see here that my hair has grown like wildfire. It's always been really long, but it's finally thick again. I feel like the protein that I'm consuming is just not only helping my hair, but my skin, my nails, my energy levels. And so, with all of this, I have had so many of my holistic soul sisters reach out and say, "Hey, I'm doing the 75 High Vibe Challenge too. It's helping me." Or, "Thank you for inspiring me to get back on my health journey." And through all of that, I thought, you know what? It is time for me to get back to doing more education and helping you live that higher vibrational lifestyle. And so, today's episode, we are going to start out with a very important topic, and that is all on nutrition and macros tracking. This is something that I used to do religiously back in 2017 when I was in the best shape of my life, had a lot of muscle mass, was feeling really good. And then you guys know what happened. I had my health crash, but that's neither here nor there because I have gone back to macro tracking. And I'm noticing that it doesn't really matter what diet I'm following. If I'm not hitting my macros on a daily basis and getting in the correct amount of calories for my body, I'm not going to feel good. And so when I do one-on-one coaching with people, I am often asking them, what does your food look like? What times are you eating? How much are you eating? And people are all over the map. But then when I break it down in this really, really simplistic way of here's your macros, this is how much protein, how much fats, and how much carbs you should be eating. Doesn't matter what you eat. Let's just try doing this first. Then we can rein in if you should be gluten free, if you should be paleo, if you should be vegan, if you should intermittent fast. Like all of the details comes after I know that you're getting your protein, fats, and carbs in. And so this is, I know, for a lot of people, overwhelming information. And we're going to talk a little bit about it today, why it's important, what are macros, how you can use this to your benefit, how we can keep it simple. And essentially, I decided that because this is so much information, I am making it our first Wellness Wednesday workshop. We are back in business, my holistic soul sisters. It has been so long since I've done Wellness Wednesday workshops for you. And I think we just need to bring it back. I think there are so many different pieces of information when it comes to healing holistically and growing spiritually out there on the internet that people are overwhelmed and it's complicated and nobody knows what is right and what is wrong. So I'm here as your guide, as your big sister to give you the information and then allow you to take that information and do what is best for you. Because when we are talking about being on a healing journey or a spiritual journey or an emotional journey or a relational journey, like wherever we are in our life, it is personal to you. It is bio individual. You cannot watch a YouTube video or listen to a podcast or watch a TikTok and like know that it's for you, for everybody, right? You have to have the discernment, have the knowledge, have the wisdom, have the education, and then do what is best for you. So that is my goal with these Wellness Wednesday workshops. The first one, like I said, we're kicking off with all the different diets. I'm going to break down every single diet. We're going to talk about paleo. We're going to talk about vegan. We're going to talk about AIP. We're going to talk about intermittent fasting. Like, you name it, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you the pros, the cons, how to decide which one is for you. And then, regardless which one you pick, I don't even care if you don't follow a diet, you just want to eat whatever you want to eat. We're going to calculate your macros together. I'm going to teach you how to do it. And if you think you're calculating your macros correctly because you've been plugging it into MyFitnessPal or you've been putting it on an online calculator, you're probably doing it wrong. You're probably doing it wrong because essentially you need 2 more extra steps that personalizes it to you and your lifestyle and your goals. And this is what I do when I do one-on-one coaching with people. So essentially, you're going to get some one-on-one coaching from me on Zoom every Wednesday at noon. And instead of paying my hourly fee, you're going to just have to buy a workshop ticket. And after the workshop is over, if you cannot join us live on Wednesdays, then you get the replay link. And that replay link, you will be able to watch that video as many times as you want, starting to create your own little holistic library of knowledge and resources that you can refer back to. I'm going to teach you how to fish, give you the fishing rod, not the fish, so you can then help the people in your life also calculate their macros. And so, therefore, everyone in your life, including your children, are getting the proper amount of protein, fats, and carbs unique for them. They're getting the correct amount of calories, not too many, not too few, because that is something we're going to talk about in this workshop as well, is you don't want to get too few of calories because that is detrimental to the building blocks of re-strengthening your body, of nourishing your body, of allowing your body to heal and repair. So we got to make sure we have enough, but not too many. And the ones that we do get have to be the right ratio for our unique body. There's so much to talk about. I would love to make a whole podcast episode on it, but I just feel like in a podcast episode, you don't want to listen to me ramble for 90 minutes or 2 hours. And these workshops are going to go more in depth. I'm going to have a PowerPoint, like we're going to go through it. And so, today we're going to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to give you everything you need to know just as a baseline. And then the workshop, we are going to dive in deeper. And you're going to be able to leave every Wellness Wednesday workshop with an actionable, tangible plan on how to move forward so you can live a higher vibrational lifestyle. So I'm open to topic suggestions. This month in July, we're going to have our first one on the 10th of July and the second one on the 17th. The first one is what diet is right for you and macros 101. And the second one on the 17th, we are going to your basic health foundations, how to make sure that your house of wellness has a strong, stable foundation to sit upon. And so we'll be breaking down, the necessities, the basic things of all the health routines, everything that exists out there, the red lights, the saunas, the cold plunges, the food, the water, the sunlight, like all the things that you hear that you should do for your health, wellness, spirituality, energetic body. Which ones are foundational? Which are the ones that you should make sure that you should be doing all the time that can have the largest impact? If we could simplify it into 5 things, what 5 things could you do on a daily basis that could exponentially elevate your vibration? So that will be the 17th workshop. So I'm so looking forward to it. Again, I'm open to suggestions. If there is any topics you guys want to make sure that I cover, I'm here for you. I'm creating these workshops with you in mind, my holistic soul sister. Feedback that I've received, questions I get from you, whether it is going to be around holistic healing in the physical body, you want to do beauty stuff, you want to know about like skincare or how to grow your hair long, if you want topics on energetic body, your chakras, balancing your chakras, protecting your energy, crystals, like you name it, I'm happy to do it. We'll have more every single month. So looking forward to this. Ideally, my goal is to have a library, a catalog for our holistic soul sister community to go to. If you have a question on something, it's in the library. If you want to know how to calculate your macros, it's in the library. So we're going to start building up this library of data with each one of my holistic soul sisters in mind. So please reach out to me, head to our Instagram. You guys know our Instagram is our community bulletin board where I post events, workshops, sales, different things going on within the community, new podcast episodes, new YouTube videos. All the things that are going on in our community are over on the Instagram page. So head to the Instagram page, look for the post on this podcast episode. In the comments below, let me know your Wellness Wednesday workshop topic suggestions. What do you want me to cover? 90 minutes breaking it down for you. And we're going to dive in this week. And that's where I really want to start this episode. I wanted to give you a little backstory, what's new, what's going on, what is happening in the community. We have a lot more fun things going on that I might preview at the end of this episode, but let's just jump right in. Let's talk about why calculating your macros is important, how it can help you, and essentially what we're going to be talking about on tomorrow's workshop. So you're getting the foundational pillars right here, right now. Let's dive in. So let's just kick off with understanding what macros are. I think when we hear the word macros, many of us associated with athletes, bodybuilders, bikini competitors, the fitness world, the fitness community. And when we hear macros, we're like, oh gosh, I'm not an athlete. I'm not interested in like even going to the gym. So why should I care about my macros? Well, macros stands for macronutrients. The macronutrients that we consume are protein, fats, and carbs. Our body runs on these three macronutrients to receive energy, and we receive that energy and we convert it into building blocks that our body needs to sustain our life, right? And so, energy that we consume in the form of food is determined by the calories. So, calories is just a calculation of energy that we receive from a food. The higher the calorie count, the more energy we receive from that food. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you will feel more energetic, right? You won't feel more awake or alert just because a food is high caloric. That's a whole vibrational thing. We could talk about that in a whole nother episode. But here and now, we're going to understand that calories is a form of measurement of energy that we receive from a macronutrient. And that macronutrient then helps our body rebuild, repair, live life here on Earth. Now, we have three macronutrients, like we mentioned: protein, fats, and carbs. Let's debunk them a little bit. Protein does not just come from animals, okay? We can get protein from many sources: beans, nuts, seeds, some leafy greens, many different forms of protein. Fats and carbs. Now, this is really interesting because people assume if they eat fat, they're going to get fat. And if they have too many carbs, they're going to have too high of blood sugar. Let's debunk that right now, okay? Fat does not make you fat. Too many calories can give you increased weight gain because you are taking in more energy than you are giving off, right? If calories is energy in, your movement, your daily energy expenditure is the energy you burn. And if you have too much coming in and not enough going out, then you're going to add weight. And vice versa. If you are not taking in enough calories, you can also gain weight because your body will go into starvation mode. We'll get more into that later. Okay, back to protein, fats, and carbs. So, fat does not make you fat. Too many calories make you fat. Now, also, having too many fats does not increase your cholesterol necessarily. Okay, that is a whole nother topic for a whole nother video, but I just want to debunk that right then and there. We all need healthy fats. Bad fats create inflammation. Inflammation creates high cholesterol. Okay, whole nother topic, but just want to debunk that. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates don't make you fat either. Okay, too many calories makes you fat. Carbohydrates break down into sugars. Okay, sugars have to be utilized by the body or they will then be stored in the body. Okay, so fats and carbs are stored in the body if we have too many. But protein, now this is what I love sharing with people, and it makes a little light bulb go off in everyone's head. Protein is so important because protein is not stored in the body necessarily. And what do I mean by this? In our bloodstream, we have what's called the amino acid pool. Now, when proteins are broken down in the body, you eat some protein, it goes through your digestive system, and your body breaks down those proteins. It breaks them down into little tiny components called amino acids. You've probably heard of amino acids before, right? It's like what people drink before they go to the gym. They have an amino acid drink. Amino acids are the building blocks of our muscles, our hormones, our happy brain chemicals, our hair, our skin, our nails, our tissues, our joints, the collagen in our body, the fascia in our body. Amino acids are the building blocks of our human form. And in our bloodstream, we have what's called the amino acid pool. And these amino acids float through our bloodstream into every area of our body, and then it passes by the brain, and the brain's like, "Ooh, I'm going to need some building blocks. Let me take some building blocks. I need to like fix this neural pathway." Or, "Ooh, it goes down by your quad or your glute, and it's like, oh my gosh, I walked a lot of steps today. I'm going to need some amino acids to repair some of those muscles that we strained." And then it goes past your hair and your skin and your nails, and it's like, "Ooh, I need to grow some nails. Let me take some amino acids." Now, every piece of your body is pulling from that amino acid pool. Now, let's say you didn't have enough protein and there's not enough amino acids in the amino acid pool. Where do you think your body is going to get the building blocks that it needs to repair, to heal, to replenish, to nourish, to create the things that you want? You want muscle, you want beautiful hair, right? You want good skin, but you have no building blocks. So, protein is really essential. Now, here's the other thing. Let's say you eat enough protein. You have a huge breakfast. I mean, this huge breakfast got 60 grams of protein. Nailed it. Actually, in excess, but we'll talk about that in the workshop. How much protein you should eat, what time you should eat it, how much in one sitting, what type of protein. Like, that is all the details. But for the purpose of right now, you have 60 grams of protein for breakfast. And you're like, yes, I got half the amount of protein I need in today. And it's only noon. I'm doing great. And then you don't have any protein until 8 p.m. And you do the same thing again. You got 60 grams all at once. And then you don't eat any for the whole entire night until the next morning. Okay, you got 120 grams. You nailed the amount of protein you needed for the day. But did you do your body a service? No, because let's go back to the amino acid pool. Every 4 hours, your body dumps the amino acid pool. Says, oh, nobody wanted a building block? Flush it out. Let's get some fresh building blocks. So, what happens after 4 hours if you don't have any protein in your bloodstream because you haven't had any protein in 4 hours? All of a sudden, your body needs a building block. There is none. Where is it going to get it from? Well, our body is beautiful and magically made. So, the body's going to get it from somewhere, but it's going to take it from your muscles or from your brain or your organs or your tissues or somewhere in your body that it used a building block before. So now it goes into your glutes, your legs, your arms. It takes a little bit from that muscle. Now you get muscle wasting and you get skinnier. Or it takes it from a joint, right? Sometimes we have joint issues. Well, if we haven't had protein in a while and your body needs protein to repair something or to make a happy brain chemical or to make a hormone like testosterone, it's going to take it from anywhere it can take it within the body because those are more important. I need this hormone more than I need this joint in my elbow, right? Like the body is smart, it knows what to do. So if we don't want to age and we don't want our body to decay and we don't want our body to waste away, we need to be having the enough protein. Protein is so essential. Like 9 times out of 10, when I have someone coming to me for health coaching or they're having a health challenge, and that could be anywhere from autoimmune issues to, mental health issues to skin issues, like you name it. The first thing I am concerned with is, are you having enough protein? Are you having enough protein? Because you can take all the supplements and you can sleep all you want and you can put all the creams on your face and you can take all the drugs, you can do all the things. But if your body is not having enough protein, it's not going to repair, it's not going to heal, it's not going to build. It doesn't have the energy that it needs. And if you're just having fats and carbohydrates, you're not getting the amino acid. Carbs break down into sugar. Fats break down into tiny little fat molecules that we need. And then we also have our protein that breaks down into amino acids. They are all essential macronutrients. So this is so important. And so when it comes to calculating your macros, right, it's going to be unique for every single person. Now, most people go and plug it into MyFitnessPal or a macro calculator on the internet, but you're missing key steps when you do this because those are generalized calculators. You need to calculate, especially if you're using MyFitnessPal. People get so confused by MyFitnessPal. They put in how many calories they need, type in their body weight, they type in all the basics. It is not contributing for your job. Do you have a job where you run around a lot? You're probably going to need more calories. Or do you sit around all day? Then you need less calories. It's not contributing to what your goals necessarily are. You type in, oh, I want to lose 5 pounds. How fast do you want to lose 5 pounds? In a week, in a month? It's going to be a difference. And it also doesn't take into account your unique body type. We all have a certain unique body type: ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph. This is how you put on muscle. This is how you hold weight in your body. Some people are just naturally slender, and some people just have a more denser, bony, filled body. Those all associate with different amounts or percentages of carbohydrates and fats that you need to consume, and also different percentage of proteins. If I put my body in, and I've been doing this for a long time, you guys, I've been a personal trainer and I specialize in fitness nutrition. I've been doing this over 10 years for people. For my own body, when I use these calculators, it's going to tell me that I need like 150 grams of protein. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. And because it's never going to happen for me, my calculator tells me I need to have this many, and then I don't hit it. And at the end of the day, I'm not hitting my total caloric goal because I'm always missing protein. So I have to go in and adjust it to a level of protein that works for me. And then I readjust the percentage of carbohydrates and fats. So I know that at the end of the day, I'm getting the amount of calories in that I need for how many I'm burning out. Okay, so these calculators are great starting points, but I'm going to teach you how to calculate it for all your own unique scenarios, because that's what matters, and it's going to change. See, that's the thing. I can calculate someone's macros and I can give you the fish instead of the fishing pole, but in 3 months, when you lose weight, you're going to have to adjust your macros. And you get a new job or you get a new schedule at work and you have different hours and different activity levels at your job. You're going to have to be able to change your macros. And let's say you go on vacation, you might need to adjust your macros because you're going to have a different exercise plan. Maybe you don't exercise at all for 2 weeks because you're going to Europe. You're going to adjust your macros. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter if you're paleo, if you're vegan, if you intermittent fast, if you do AIP. It's not going to matter, because if you can just focus on protein first, because it is so essential and is so important, it's going to literally simplify your life. Every 4 to 6 hours, getting in a decent, healthy amount of protein, and then focusing on the correct ratio of fats and carbs for your unique body based on your unique lifestyle. That's it. And if you really want to take it to the bonus point level, you're going to do that through clean, healthy foods, through farm to table style foods, fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, no processed foods. You guys know what to do. You're holistic soul sisters. You've been here long enough. We know the foods that are inflammatory. We know the foods that are not high vibrational. We know the foods that aren't going to give us life. So you just take the foods that you know are good for you. And then you just say, get enough protein and the right ratio of fats and carbs. And that's my formula. That's it. We don't need to complicate it. People come to me and they're like, oh, I'm following this diet and I don't know what I can eat. And I go to the grocery store and they send me the picture of all the labels. They're like, oh, is this a good food? Is this healthy? Is this organic? Should I buy this fruit organic? Do I need to buy that vegetable organic? You guys, it's too much at first. Like, we're taking baby steps here and we're going back down to the foundations. Are you getting enough protein? And are you overdoing it on the fats or on the carbs? What is the balance for you? I'm telling you, bring it back to this and you will see your body shift and change in magical ways. If you're having skin issues, if you're having challenges with inflammatory conditions, and you go back to these basics, you'll be surprised. Little changes can make a dramatic difference in our health. That's why I thought it was so important to start our Wellness Wednesday workshops with this, because food is challenging, especially where we are on planet Earth right now with what to eat and what is healthy. And then we think something's healthy and it's not healthy. That just happened to me. You guys know I do my damnedest to eat clean and to buy organic, and I spend most of my income on my food. It's not cheap to go to Sprouts and Whole Foods and all these places, but I'm committed and I'm invested and I do my research. Well, this just happened to me. You do all the right things, so you think. And then all of a sudden I found out that Bonza, they make chickpea pasta. I'm still doing my AIP diet, so no grains at all. So I'm buying chickpea pasta and I go to Costco and I buy a big box of it. I'm so excited. It's only $12 for 4 packs, and this will get me at least 8 servings. And then all of a sudden on the internet, I saw that this independent lab, Moms Across America. They test foods and ensure that if there is gluten-free on the label, that there's no gluten in that food. They check it for lead and cadmium. They check foods for glyphosate. And they went and checked this Bonza chickpea pasta that I thought was so good and so healthy, only to discover that it had the highest detectable glyphosate levels that they've ever found in any food before. And like zero point 0.1 parts per billion is like dangerous. The, agencies, these health people that label our foods, let's just say that zero point 0.5 parts per billion is ideal, right? That could start affecting our health. Well, most of what they're testing, like Bob's Red Mill, oatmeals, oat bars, rice, come at about 20 to 50 parts per billion. That's way more than the 0.1% that is, above the health limit. Guess what this Bonza chickpea pasta came in at? 1,000 plus parts per billion glyphosate. And here I had a full box of it from Costco, the jumbo size, in my cabinet. And I thought, I try to do everything right, you guys. Literally try to do everything right. And then I'm like, what am I going to do? Am I going to throw it away? No. I have my glyphosate detox, my biomedic. I'm going to sauna. I'm going to take my probiotics, my colostrum, my glutamine, and my glutathione, and I'm going to be fine. My body is going to be fine. We cannot avoid it. We can do our best to do our best. But at the end of the day, I know that I am giving my body the right amount of protein to detox. I'm giving my body the right amount of calories to have the energy to detox. I love talking about detoxing and having one person stand up and say, detoxing is bullshit because your liver and your kidneys are designed to detox. If they have the right amount of energy, if they have the right amount of calories, if they have the right amount of protein, if they're not inflamed and overloaded and irritated like a clogged up filter in your air purifier, yeah, that's what they're designed to do. But you haven't had protein in 12 hours. And for the last 3 months, you haven't had enough calories every day because you're so busy working and you're so stressed out and you don't have lunch and you barely eat dinner. Your liver and your kidneys aren't going to have the energy to do their job. So it goes back to, even if you want to detox, even if you want to start working out, like no matter what you want to do, macros and the proper calculation for your body is going to be so important. I can't stand when someone comes to me and they're like, I want to start working out. Are you eating enough to work out? Like, do you prioritize eating the correct amount of food to work out? Because I think we think just working out is going to solve our problems and make us skinny and make us feel good in our skin. If you're not eating enough, working out is going to exhaust you. It's going to deplete you. If you're not getting enough protein in, all you're doing is damaging your muscles because you're ripping them apart at the gym and then you're not repairing them. Like, working out isn't always the answer if your macros aren't properly calculated. Detoxing isn't always the answer if your macros aren't properly calculated. So it's always going to come back to this foundation. And I could go so much more into detail, and I will in our workshop. So I'm just going to kind of leave it at this. Let me know if you guys have any questions about macros and timing. I'm going to leave you with like one tip if you're like, all right, where do I start? Because I'm just going to always leave you guys from here on forward, whether I do an IG live, podcast episode, or workshops, I'm going to always give you a tangible tool that you can move forward with after you've listened to something I've had to say. And today, with your protein, I'm going to give you one thing. Have protein first thing in the morning. And if you consume coffee, you must have your protein before your coffee. So, what does that look like? Well, for me, sometimes I have mini hamburgers for breakfast. Yeah, I have hamburgers for breakfast. But I make these little sausages and I put like basil and different rosemary and mint and herbs, and I make little tiny patties and I have a breakfast patty. I have chicken sausage in the morning, having healthy turkey bacon. It could be having some Greek yogurt or goat milk yogurt of some sort. It could be putting a protein powder and then having your coffee after you have your protein powder. It could be many different things, many different things. Protein first thing in the morning. I'm not going to tell you how much or exactly what to eat because that's going to be bio individual. But if you could just have protein first thing in the morning, it's going to balance your blood sugar. It's going to help fill up your amino acid pool, which has now been empty for hours since you ate dinner last, right? And I go to bed with like a collagen drink. So I make sure that as I'm going to bed, I put collagen, amino acids into my bloodstream before I go to sleep, because obviously your body's going to repair at night. And I have many different hacks and tips and tricks and different ways I get protein in throughout the day. And again, whole nother topic for our Wednesday wellness workshop. First thing in the morning, protein, and then go from there. All right, my holistic soul sisters, that is what I wanted to pop in today for our Taboo Topic Tuesday. I'm going to be doing these so much more regularly. I know I've said that 100 times, but I just feel so fired up and so motivated. I have a couple different episodes already recorded, so you're going to hear a lot more. I said at the end of our episode, I might give you a little preview of what's to come. So next week on our Taboo Topic Tuesday, we're going to talk more about our health foundations and why they're important, to kind of in alignment with our Wellness Wednesday workshop. I have a podcast episode that's releasing on an exciting new chapter of my life that is going to benefit you all so much. I can't wait to let the cat out of the bag. I'll probably be announcing it on my IG before I release the podcast episode. So you'll get a little download, hard launch, let's say a hard launch on social media before the episode comes out. And in that episode, I will be clarifying, answering questions, telling you how exciting it is, not only for me, but for our entire community, and how it's going to help all of us live a more high vibrational lifestyle. So I'm so excited. It's literally a dream come true in my life, and it just landed in my lap, and I'm so eternally grateful. So that will be coming up in an episode. And we also have, if you are local to the Tampa Bay area, a really exciting event that is in the works in September, at the end of September. We did a holistic soul sister practitioner brunch. So all the practitioners that I know in our local area that help women heal holistically and grow spiritually, we got together, we collaborated, we brainstormed, we share business ideas. If you are a practitioner in the local area and you want to join us for our next brunch, we would love to have you. Just reach out to me on any of the social media platforms, Holistic Soul Sisters. But if you are one of our sisters that is looking to heal, looking to connect, looking to up level, looking to grow in your spiritual path, this event is going to be a holistic soul sister brunch on a Sunday in September. We have a beautiful event space. These tickets are not only going to offer you brunch that is holistic and healthy, connection and community with like-minded people in our community, access to some of the best practitioners and vendors that offer holistic healing and spiritual services in the Tampa Bay area. But with your ticket, you're also going to get 2+ hours of education from some of the best, most reputable practitioners in the Bay Area. And we're going to have a panel of 4 speakers. One is going to be on the physical body, one is going to be on the emotional and mental body, one is going to be on the energy or spiritual body, and then one is going to be a surprise guest speaker that is going to help you up level your life. We're going to have all sorts of different things going on, samples and prizes and giveaways, and oh my God, I'm so excited. We'll be doing our Holistic Soul Sister brunches in the Tampa area on a quarterly basis. And as we move forward, we may do theme events. So it's like one is all brunch for spiritual, one brunch is all for the physical body, like things like that. But I'm so looking forward to putting this all together. So stay tuned. Tickets will be going on sale by the end of July as we get everything finalized and coordinated. Obviously, it's going to be limited, probably to about 50, maybe 60 max tickets, as we like to keep them intimate. So if you are a practitioner in the local area and you want to showcase and share your service, your business, your offerings, we'd love to have you to support the women in our community. And if you are wanting to come and learn and connect and grow and up level and find your healer, then we welcome you to the brunch. So stay tuned for all of that. And with all of that, my holistic soul sisters, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of our community. Thank you for bringing love and light and positivity into this world. We know where it's headed. And I'm just so proud and honored to be surrounded by such amazing, empowered women that are looking to up level themselves and to be the beacon of light for the people in their life, to remind them that everyone can heal holistically and grow spiritually and live a high vibrational lifestyle. And we have the power in our hands to do so. So that is my mission and my motivation. And these Wellness Wednesday workshops are going to be a way to give you the tools, give you the fishing rod and not the fish anymore, and see it empower you and the people in your life. So I'm going to send you all so much love and light. I will catch you in the next episode. And until then, find me on social media. We'll connect over there. Love and light. Keep healing holistically and growing spiritually.